Namaskar. Welcome to another episode of Beyond Headlines. Acha, Beyond Headlines is a joint venture between us and the public. So normally, Mr. Anand Vardhan and me, we would sit together. He would speak in Hindi more, and I would speak in English, and that's how we would air this program. Now, a lot of y'all wrote to me saying that, listen, especially in HW English, saying that, listen, this hodgepodge, you guys are not getting it, and it's I would rather stick to either English or Hindi. So here we are. We are going to have we've done two shows, so one in Hindi and one in English. So this is the English version, and here we'll only talk English. So yes, Beyond Headlines in English. What we're going to do today is a roundup on the 5 state elections, roundup on the assembly elections 2022. Let's talk about Uttar Pradesh, let's talk about Punjab, and let's also touch upon Goa, Manipur, and Uttarakhand. We'll dwell more on Goa, Manipur, and Uttarakhand in our next episode, but this episode we'll definitely touch upon it. And so let's go for a roundup, and that's what this show is all about. Singh Saab, welcome to the show. Tell me, this 80-20 theory, which has been brought about, has it actually worked in Uttar Pradesh? Did Yogi manage to create the 80-20 divide?
I will start the whole thing. First of all, this Makar Sankranti, it is a big festival in northern India, and I understand it is also a big festival in the southern India, and we call it khichdi. Now, we were doing a program which we thought was a khichdi of Hindi and English. So Sujit Nair Saab said, no, let us do something which is only English or which is only Hindi. So that was the reason of we going to this pure English program. Now, as far as 80-20 is concerned, 80-20 conceptually, when Yogi ji coined this term, he had religion in his mind. That is very obvious. He was meaning 80-20, 80 Hindus versus rest. Versus rest means was obviously Muslims and Sikh maybe. But what happened? He was representing BJP, but on the opposition side it was Akhilesh Yadav. Now Akhilesh Yadav took an opportunity and termed it as 80-20, which was backward versus forward or upper caste. So he is using it as backward versus upper caste, or Akhilesh Yadav wants that this election should be on caste lines, whereas Yogi ji wants this election should be on religious lines. So that is 80-20 for both of them.
So you're saying that it will be in Yogi's turf if it is communal lines, and it will be in Akhilesh's turf if it is in caste line. And therefore, this is basically a kind of a strategy for both to get it to their turf. So yeah, I mean, it's a different thought and very well said. Yes, I completely agree to you. But somewhere, Singh Saab, tell me, is this working? Is that 80-20, has it percolated? Has it started the effect like the Bajrang Bali and Ali had done last time around? Is it working?
Somehow, to be honest, I will say that with BJP is so desperate that somehow that religious thing should come up. It is not working. It is not working. Neither the Muslims are reacting the way they expected. They are talking of Kashi, they are now talking of Mathura, they are talking of all these places. But somehow you must have seen that the reaction from the Muslim community is very guarded. They are very mature on that. And the worst news for the BJP is, even on the Hindu side, it is not welcome. It is not welcome that, oh, acha, okay, very good. The way Ram Janmabhoomi Mandir Andolan was they used it for politics. Somehow that communal feeling, BJP is not able to make inroads in the Hindu community. I mean, that is the first thing. So the desperation of BJP is absolutely visible. You can see there what is happening. Now, having said that, Now, BJP is now looking for some issues which somehow Hindu Muslim, and the second thing is Rashtravad, the nationalism. Now, nationalism, they don't want to hit Pakistan, because today, if someone starts talking of boundaries and the borders and things like that, then someone might question the China border. And where whosoever reads newspaper and has some knowledge of the China border knows where we are. So somehow BJP, in their own interest, don't want to talk of borders. They want to talk of things which are more abstract in nature. They want to talk of threats. No, one is, they cannot say that the threat is on the country, because if the threat is on the nation, then the first threat is, everyone knows China is threatening more than what Pakistan is. So people will talk of China. No. Now they are talking of threat to an individual. Now they somehow want that this threat to an individual should be seen as a threat to a nation, which again to be seen as a nationalism. Now, if my nationalism is being threatened, is I was standing 10 kilometers from the border where a rocket launcher can launch a rocket. Today, even if you are doing a test drive on the Gazipur Azamgarh Expressway, test drive nahi, you are making all these planes land there and take it off. So what do you mean? Is there any that Pakistan or China or someone is going to land to come in so deep in UP and bombard all these things, that no airstrip is there and you have to take off and land at Gazipur Azamgarh thing? What you are trying to convey? Because if the situation is so bad, so who is there on the driving seat? It is not that. Again and again, I am telling, it is all because somehow the Hindu Muslim card is not having any effect in this election till now.
So possibly that's precisely why the 80-20 formula has been introduced. Now tell me, Singh Sahab, Swami Prasad Maurya, Dara Singh, Mukesh Verma, these people leaving Bharatiya Janata Party, there are two thought processes. There are two versions to this. One version says that, okay, backward community, Dalit community is isolating, is rejecting Bharatiya Janata Party and its philosophies, so they are moving out. That's one version of it. The second version says that nahi yaar, nothing is going to make a difference, because these people were anyway not popular leaders. These people may not make any difference to the actual votes. These people would have not even got tickets had they been there in the party, and possibly that is the reason why they are moving out. So which version of this is true, Singh Sahab? You tell me, you are in Lucknow, you would know this better.
Before that, I will again tell you, there is a washing powder Nirma. Now the claim of Nirma was that they are capable of removing any stain, any daag dhabbe mita deta hai. Mushkil se, jiddi daag. Now, when that washing powder BJP comes, all these stains, all the bad things, all the police cases, all the past histories, BJP washing powder will take care of that. But when it comes to the opposition washing powder, and in this case, Samajwadi Party washing powder, no, they are not capable of doing this. And look, a 14-year-old case, a warrant is issued in the name of Swami Prasad Maurya as soon as he suicided. So, which proves that Samajwadi Party washing powder at this point of time is not effective. That is what they want to communicate. Now, if Swami Prasad Maurya was a very big Maurya leader of his community in 2017, what Swami Prasad Maurya, what different he has done in 2022? Because 2017 also he went there only to win elections, only to become a minister, only to see his self-interest, only to make his daughter MP, only to get ticket for his son. What different thing in these 5 years he has done that makes him a different Swami Prasad Maurya? These were the reasons for which he he joined BJP in 2017.
What you're saying is Swami Prasad Maurya is still effective. That's what you're saying,
Of course,
technically speaking.
of
So,
course.
yeah, okay, okay.
And I will also tell you the resignation letter given by Swami Prasad Maurya and the subsequent resignation given by the other ministers have the same language. Have the same language. Only the copy paste, the cut part is the name, and the name of the department has been changed. Everything is same. So it is absolutely. I mean, there is no doubt. It was Swami Prasad Maurya only who was the main person who made all these things. Ki how someone will leave, how they will go out. He is the person who basically planned this resigning from the BJP and joining Sapa. There is absolutely no doubt about it.
So your verdict is what? Is this going to make a difference to Bharatiya Janata Party's
Certainly,
vote?
as as far as I am concerned, people may not agree at this point of time. This is the turning point of uh, 2022 elections. Why I'm
Oh,
telling turning point? Because from here till Swami Prasad Maurya had not resigned, it was BJP on the offensive. Offensive in the sense in last 20-25 days time, the amount of advertisements, the amount of events, the amount of inaugurations, the amount of foundation stone which BJP and I mean with led by Prime Minister Narendra Modi Sahab and the Chief Minister Sahab and every one of them for last 30-35 days UP was seeing so many events. Just one event of Swami Prasad Maurya walking out of BJP neutralized whatever perception BJP was creating that look, we are the party, we are on the upswing. They have taken care of that. It has been neutralized.
tell me, Singh Saab, why is Swami Prasad Maurya's daughter not resigning then? I mean, they're still a family, aren't they?
Uh, Absolutely correct. It is another interesting story. I will, when you ask me a question, I will, in fact, first I give you a story and then Avtar Singh Bhadana. Avtar Singh Bhadana has just now joined RLD, a coalition partner of Samajwadi Party, Jayant Chaudhary's party in Western UP. Avtar Singh Bhadana was 2017, he switched to BJP, became a BJP MLA. Before that, he was 4 or 3 times MP, or 4 times MP before that, from 2 or 3 times from Congress or Lokdal or something. 2019, Avtar Singh Bhadana fights Lok Sabha election on a Congress ticket. Avtar Singh Bhadana still is in Vidhan Sabha, he is a BJP MLA. So why Sangmitra Maurya should lose her privileges? Why it is and though she has given a tweet where she has said I have all the confidence in Modi ji, I have all the confidence in BJP. Fair enough. Why she should say that I am not there? But it is the two-way thing. It suits Swami Prasad Maurya also. So tomorrow uh, something happens where he is not comfortable. There is another house. There's another someone from the house in another party. Same thing with Sangmitra Maurya. If something bad happens, Swami Prasad Maurya is already here, and there have been instances. Not this is not the first one. There was if you remember, there was a JDU minister. I'm forgetting the name. His daughter came from England and she floated a new party and she fought an election against JDU. The father was minister or MLA at least of that party. Uh, I mean, there are many instances. Scindia's family, the same family, few people were in Congress, someone was there in BJP and things like that. So I feel why Sangmitra Maurya should resign. No point.
You're right. And the fact that she has been very strategically not saying anything against her father, she has strategically not said anything great about Yogi ji, she has strategically only been praising Modi ji and Bharatiya Janata Party. So, fair enough. I understand that. ठीक है, Singh Saab, I want to go a step further. You see, in different states, parachuting has not really helped. while in Karnataka, a lot of people who joined jumped from JDU to BJP, from Congress to BJP, a lot of them won. But in Maharashtra, for instance, a lot of MLAs who jumped from Congress stroke NCP to BJP, thinking that they are going to win and they are all going to be ministers, a lot of them didn't win. Okay, so somewhere down the line, what do you see happening? How is the voter reacting?
Now, what is happening? I will in a bigger social experimental thing. It is something which is happening where defecting party, changing over party, or ideology has no meaning. On what ideology? But more or less, if you see, people have started calling that BJP is the B team of Congress. What Congress used to do, BJP is doing. I'm talking of the end results. The way they are doing is maybe we have a lot of questions on that. Now, paratrooping, at least in UP, has no meaning. People till last minute, you don't know from which party they are going to fight, and they win. In recent two state, I will say Karnataka and Madhya Pradesh. Uh, People defected from Congress and Janata Dal S, joined BJP, again fought a by-election and won. So what I feel is, if some MLA who has a connect with his constituent, who has a connect with his voters, need not worry on those counts, because whatever party he is, if he is available to his voters, if he's connected to his constituency, uh, which party he is coming and things like that has no meaning. So in my opinion, uh, because today people are crossing over from here to there to here, uh, people are not important. The bigger picture is, it is BJP of Modi ji and Yogi ji. Against it, there is a Samajwadi Party of Akhilesh Yadav. There is a Congress of Priyanka Gandhi, and there is a BSP of Mayawati. The choice are between these four parties. So who comes from here and what there has no meaning, because most of the people who are joining BJP today are ex BSP. All of them. Dana Singh Chauhan, Swami Prasad Maurya, you name a person, he had in past, he had been in BSP, because they are from that Kashiram school of thought or ideology, and they are now parking themselves in BJP.
I would like to talk a little more about Priyanka Gandhi, because I think her proposition that she is bringing about has actually done very well. She's done a fantastic job for herself. That said, we'll move on, and since we've got two more states to address, tell me what's happening in Punjab.
First of all, whatever politics which BJP wanted to do, the way they tried to encash upon the threat which was on Prime Minister, as Prime Minister says, was not politically, was not so important for Punjab. It was more important for UP, because some election issue, they are looking for having some election issue. Now, as far as the second part is concerned, in a group match, you had Congress as a team, you had Shiromani Akali Dal and LI, BSP and all allies as a team, and then you have AAP as a team. Now, BJP, I consider, I mean, they are nowhere there in the running, in the reckoning. So what happens? Suddenly you find there is a Congress B team, Congress A team and Congress B team also joins in. Now, what is that Congress B team? First of all, you have also said in your shows, in past shows, that Amrinder Singh was not happy with Congress, or Congress was not happy with Amrinder Singh. Whatever happened, the end result is this: today Amrinder Singh is standing with BJP, protecting, defending whatever good, ugly, bad things of BJP. So whatever anti-incumbency, whatever negative things of Congress, whatever bad thing of Congress rule for 4.5 years, went with Amrinder Singh. जैसे विदा करते हैं तो विदाई के साथ साथ all the bad things were also given to Amrinder Singh. Now Congress becomes a fresh party. Now the problem was, who is going to be your main opposition? because Shrimani Akali Dal or Aam Aadmi Party. Somehow, because and it was not structured, it was not managed by someone. It happened. The way it happened that Amrinder Singh walked out. Channi, who never knew that he is going to be the chief minister, became chief minister, which becomes a master stroke for Congress, becoming a Dalit as a chief minister of state. Same way, there comes a Congress B team. Now there is a team led by Sidhu, which is making a lot of noises and who is not happy with this. And there is a team of non-Sidhu people, the Congress main team and the Congress B team or Congress A team, they are fighting together. So the opposition space is also cornered by Congress. So psychologically, what I am trying to say is that because of this Prime Minister alleged threat issue, somehow Aam Aadmi Party was not there in the reckoning. Number two, the another thing happened to Aam Aadmi Party. Aam Aadmi Party, the homework was not done properly. Because the question, if you are talking of Kejriwal as chief minister, then you must have known that you need a chief minister face, and this homework should have been done about a year back or six months back. Number three, whatever one may say, the main strength and the main power which was people were attracting towards Aam Aadmi Party, that this is a party with a difference. The people are generally educated. They talk of clean politics. They might have short on resources, but they are good people. Again, I say it is right or wrong. I don't know. But whatever happened on the Raghav Chaddha incident, where it was allegedly told that he is taking money for getting tickets, and which is very common. People, why they will believe this? Because it is so rampant and so common in all the parties, including national parties, including regional parties. Changing of money, doing favors, taking all these things. It is very common thing. So people will also believe this. No, whatever, because it is on camera, the way Raghav Chaddha is being manhandled and things like that. So people feel that if we have to get rid of BJP, if we have to get rid of Shrimani Akali Dal, we have to get rid of Congress, what different party I am going to get? So that is, I feel, has somehow Congress and Channi, I must say, has acted very maturely. His press conference just after Prime Minister complained that he was being threatened and things like that was very mature. He told his side of story, and he also gave us a message that please don't politicize it, meaning and which was absolutely clear that Prime Minister was trying to politicize the entire issue.
Somewhere down the line, I think one more point I just wanted to add here is I think till such time that Aam Aadmi Party doesn't have more than one leader, which is Arvind Kejriwal, I think Aam Aadmi Party will always have a problem. If they want to have harbor national ambitions, which they should, I think as a party they should. If they want to harbor national ambition, I think the first thing that Arvind Kejriwal should understand is that he should have more leaders in his party. He should have more popular faces in his party. He should have more leaders in each region that he has ambitions for, which I think he doesn't have. To a certain extent, I think when Man's name was projected as the chief ministerial candidate, though that was done forcibly because Channi's name was already there and so on and so forth. When Man's name was projected, that is when AAP, I think, took another hit. Because till then, it was whether Arvind Kejriwal would leave Delhi and come to Punjab and become the chief minister in Punjab, and then they realized it is not happening. So all of this is definitely there. The last question on Punjab, which I would want to ask you, Singh Sahab, is tell me this entire thing about Sidhu. ठीक है ना? You said the whole country is talking about. Every person who understands politics says that Channi, possibly whether it was by design or by default, was a master stroke as far as making him the chief minister is concerned. 32% scheduled caste population in Punjab, and him being the representation, fantastic, brilliant. Now, What is Sidhu talking about? What is he talking about? High command decision lena hai. It is not high command's decision. It is the people's decision. It's the MLA's decisions. All that what he's saying is right. There is no doubt about it. But that being said, by आपका chief minister is already decided, isn't it? Why are you reinventing the wheel?
First of all, Sidhu's proximity to the Gandhi family, I mean, especially to Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi, everyone knows about it. And I will always say that Sidhu, ideally, a man who has right connection should never show his connections, should never throw his weight. If he's, because he should wait for his time, put his connection in use, and then get whatever he wants. But Sindhu, time and again, Sindhu primarily is an exhibitionist. If you see his entire dress sense, is the way he walks, he wants good things in life, and nothing wrong in it. He has earned it. He has earned it very hard way. So, having said that, Sidhu always wanted to be the chief minister of Punjab, and without being uh, connecting the way the way Channi is being connected. Now Channi is very well connected with the Punjab people. Sidhu has his own commitment. Sidhu is a more national figure. He has to and he also has to earn his livelihood. He has to go to Bombay. Taken having said that, I still feel Sidhu on a national role is more useful for Congress and for Sidhu himself. Sidhu, if he reinvents himself as a national figure, as an asset who can be nationally more important for Congress than just restricting him to Punjab, will be good thing for Sidhu also. But somehow Sidhu wants that he should be the chief minister. He has a right to be the chief minister of Punjab, and I don't think so that Sidhu in near future is going to be the chief minister of Punjab. I don't think so.
I believe Sidhu is a celebrity politician. He is good to, like you rightly said in one of the shows that we were together, where you said, wherever he goes to Kerala, he goes to Kashmir, he will definitely draw 20 people around him. And, yeah, maybe he would. But I think that is because of his celebrity status and not because of the social leader that he is or the political leader that he is. That's the point. I completely agree. And I think it's high time that both the High Command and Sidhu should take cognizance of this. Let's go to, before we end the show, go to Goa and Uttarakhand and Manipur. Goa, Singh Saab, water, I guess, is getting a little clearer now. I mean, there is a kind of a tacit understanding between TMC and Congress now in Goa. Bharatiya Janata Party is still standing on its own and doing fairly well. So there is waters are getting slightly cleared in Goa, isn't it?
I will say it that way. The most successful election management guru, PK, somehow has miserably failed this 2022 elections. He is not able to get any contract from any party in any state. The only contract which is left with him is of TMC contract of West Bengal, where he where he wanted to make TMC a national party, and as per that design, the Falero from the Congress was taken into TMC, and he said that TMC is the in running for the Goa elections. Today, TMC wants a pact with Congress. And again, in one of the shows, we have discussed that about 6-7 days back. I don't remember the date. One of the press conferences of Sharad Pawar had made a lot of things very clear. One, in UP, he is tying up with Akhilesh, and he is an ally of Akhilesh, and he will also be touring UP for this election. And if it has not been announced, but to the best of my knowledge, his NCP is getting 3 seats in Uttar Pradesh. So, and he has one or two ex MLCs, MLAs of Congress joined his party. Number two, he is absolutely clear. He has said that in Goa, we want that NCP, TMCs, and Shiv Sena, everyone should sit together and form a joint alliance or something, working alliance with the Congress party. So he has also made it very clear. So I feel that TMC or Mamata Banerjee, after having so much of enthu, that she will become the overnight, she will take over Goa, she will take over this state, that smaller state. In future, she will extend herself to Tripura and things like that. Somehow is not working. So I feel Goa is again uh, is open, and in one of the shows we have said Goa, the people who are going to win or lose, they will not be more than 100 people who will win or lose. Either they will win or they will lose. So Goa will be more of a, I will say, a club sort of a thing where these people who won or lose will decide that which party is going to make the government. Because last time it was the uh, allegedly or no, it was a mismanagement of Digvijay Singh, where Congress, being the largest party, failed to make a government in Goa, or it was a very good handling of BJP. What one must remember, that the tallest leader of Goa, Manohar Parrikar, is no more, because he was one of the most respected leader of Goa, where people were ready to align to stand behind him. Today, BJP doesn't have a leader of that stature. So BJP will have that handicap in this election. Let's see. Let's see. It is still open. You are in a better position to predict, I will say. But it is early to say anything on that.
I completely agree. Two things that comes out of this 2022 elections per se. First is normally I don't go personal on people, but yes, I think PK's personal ambitions took over the his strategic decisions, and he was his personal animosity or personal likes and dislikes started affecting his strategic decisions. I think it didn't do well for a strategist. So that was number one. Number two is what we are not talking about is Sharad Pawar's role in getting this opposition knit together. Sharad Pawar had a role to play in Uttar Pradesh to a certain extent. Sharad Pawar had a role to play in the TMC Congress issues in Goa. So Sharad Pawar is behind the curtains doing a fairly larger role of knitting this opposition together, which is not being spoken about so evidently. Tell me, what about Manipur and this thing, Singh Sahab?
First of all, as far as Sharad Pawar is concerned, he is the senior most. I mean, there are two people who are the senior most politician of this country, Sharad Pawar and Mulayam Singh Yadav. Mulayam Singh Yadav somehow has confined himself to UP, and his health wise also is not keeping very well. But Sharad Pawar, from initially also, Sharad Pawar was a national player. He wanted to. His party fights in Bihar, his party fights in UP and things like that. He was a national player, and still he has made himself relevant in national politics. It is his effort. People may not remember that we have a government in Maharashtra which was which was the effort of only and only Sharad Pawar, and it is running smoothly. It is running there with all the differences. It is running. So he knows the game too well. As far as Uttarakhand is concerned, people are telling that BJP is ahead and BJP, but I still feel uh, under Harish Rawat, because there are certain things which Congress has taken care of. They have removed their state president who was hobnobbing with BJP and things like that. Uh, Under Harish Rawat twice uh, got them the chief minister position in past. When first it was Narayan Dutt Tiwari who was made the chief minister when Harish Rawat was the main architect of that win. Second time again, Harish Rawat was the main architect of that win. It was Vijay Bogna who came initially, and then later on it was Harish Rawat. I think it is going to be the last election of health-wise. I am again talking, because he's reaching a age after which a very active campaign will not be possible after 5 years. So in 2027, I still feel that Harish Rawat will get the Uttarakhand people will give him a third chance as far as my political understanding is concerned. But otherwise, BJP, as people say, are very well entrenched and things like that. Manipur, honestly speaking, at this point of time, I don't have a something very uh, from ground that I have received from ground, talk to those people. Let us wait for the next show. We will certainly try to be more specific on Manipur, because that is also one of the beautiful state of India, and we will work it out. We will try to get someone from there so that he gives us some ground report, things like that.
Yes, as we promise our viewers, next time we'll talk more of Uttarakhand and Manipur and possibly even Goa. This time, I think 80% of our discussion was revolving around Uttar Pradesh and Punjab. So we'll do that. And thank you so much, Singh Saab. Thank you so much for joining me. And we will see more of this in the future. So till then, namaskar.